The paper grocery bag slips out of my hands before I can even understand what I'm looking at. The jar of marinara hits my new tile floor and explodes, splashing red everywhere across the perfect white tiles like a crime scene. For a few seconds, I just stand there in the doorway, frozen, my keys still hanging from my fingers. My mother and sister are inside my cottage. My cottage, the one I only showed them pictures of 3 days ago. My cottage, whose address I never gave them. What are you doing here? My voice sounds far away and empty. Linda spins around, a measuring tape stretched between her hands. She's been measuring the guest room, my home office. Her face looks surprised for half a second, then slips into that annoying, entitled look she always has. "Posy, you're home early," she says. Mom stands up from where she's been pushing around my sofa and armchair into some arrangement I already hate. "We thought you'd be at work until 5, she says. That still doesn't answer my question. I step over the spreading puddle of sauce, feeling my shoes stick slightly to the floor. "How did you get in here?" Mom waves a hand like it's nothing. "Oh, I had a key made yesterday when I stopped by to congratulate you." The memory hits me immediately, Mom asking to use the bathroom during her quick visit, her purse suddenly left behind when she walked down the hall. I didn't think anything of it then. "You took my keys and copied them? Without asking?" My voice shakes, and it surprises me. "Don't be so dramatic, honey." Mom focuses on fluffing a throw pillow. "We're just trying to make this work for everyone." "Make what work?" The question forms in my mouth, but I don't even say it, because suddenly I get it. The realization slams into me like a punch. Memories flash, Linda's 11th birthday with the hired clown and backyard carnival, while my birthday that same year was a store-bought cake in our living room. Mom saying, "It's just not in the budget for you," while spending big on my sister. And it never changed. When I said I was house hunting last month, Mom didn't congratulate me. She called Linda immediately to talk about possibilities. "This is my home," I say, the words cold and sharp. "Not yours. Not ours. Mine." I walk up to Linda and pull the spare key from her hand. She tries to hold on to it, but then lets go. "You can't be serious about living here alone," she says, frowning like she's concerned. "This place has 3 bedrooms. The kids need space. Your housing situation is not my problem." My voice is steadier than I expect. "After everything we've done for you?" Mom gasps, pressing a hand dramatically to her chest. "Your sister's children need bedrooms. Family helps family, Posy. You know that." That old feeling of responsibility presses down on me. The expectation that I always give up something for Linda. It's been my whole life. But something inside me shifts. My shaking stops. Everything becomes clear. "You have exactly 2 minutes to leave before I call the police." I point at the door, my arm steady. "You wouldn't dare," Mom snaps. 1 minute, 50 seconds. They leave. Mom slams the door so hard the windows rattle. I slide the deadbolt closed with a satisfying click. 20 minutes later, while I'm still scrubbing marinara out of the grout, my phone rings. Dad's name flashes on the screen. "What the hell do you think you're doing?" he shouts the second I answer. "Your mother is in tears. You're tearing this family apart with your selfishness." I say nothing and scrub harder at a stubborn stain. "Linda needs help, Posy. That's what family does. You've always understood that before. Always understood. Always given in. Always sacrificed." "Not anymore," I whisper, though he keeps yelling over me. When I hang up, I look at the family photo on my mantle, Mom, Dad, Linda with her perfect husband and 3 kids, and me, off to the side, wearing that strained smile I've had all my life. For the first time, I really see it. I see the pattern I was trained to accept. I place the picture face down. This house is mine. This life is mine. And I'm done giving pieces of it away. The next morning, while I'm drinking coffee, Finally, a little peace after the marinara incident, I get a Facebook notification. Something about Linda tagging me. I tap it, expecting another passive-aggressive family photo where I'm shoved to the edge. What I see stops my breath. A post from 3 weeks ago, before I even closed on my cottage, shows Linda's 3 kids squeezed into their tiny shared bedroom. The caption says, "Kids are finally getting a bigger place soon. Blessed. Family first." My thumb hovers as I scroll through the comments. "Which bedroom does Ellie get?" one friend asks. Linda replies, "The blue one with the bay window. Jack and Tyler will share the room across the hall. Mom thinks the 3rd bedroom should stay a guest room for Aunt Carol." My coffee mug slips from my hand, spilling hot coffee all over my bare feet. I barely feel the burn. 3 weeks ago. They were planning this 3 weeks ago, before I even signed my mortgage papers. I run to the bathroom, my stomach twisting as everything hits me at once. This wasn't some sudden idea they got after seeing my house. This was planned. Carefully planned. They had already decided how to take over my home before I even bought it. My phone buzzes with a text while I'm rinsing my mouth. It's from Dad, but he's accidentally added me to a group chat meant for Mom and Linda. "Don't worry about Posey's tantrum," Mom wrote. "She'll give in once you're settled. She always does." My hands start shaking, then the shaking spreads through my whole body as I lean against the cold bathroom tiles. She always does. 3 words that basically describe my entire life. The next evening, a text arrives inviting me to family dinner. "We need to talk about a solution," Dad writes. "Your mother's making pot roast. 7 p.m. I should refuse. Every part of me wants to stay away. But some small, tired, hopeful part of me wonders if maybe, just maybe, they've changed their minds." When I arrive, the table is already set with Mom's good china. Dad, Mom, and Linda are all sitting together on one side. There's one empty chair for me on the other side, like a line has been drawn. "Posey," Mom says with a tight smile. "We're so glad you could join us." Before I can answer, Dad pushes a large manila folder across the table. "We found the perfect solution," he says. Inside the folder are printouts of 5-bedroom houses, all close to Linda's kids' school. Each listing has notes like perfect playroom and great backyard for the kids. "These are lovely," I say carefully, "for Linda and Luke." Dad clears his throat. "For all of you. Together." "We already talked to your bank," Mom adds, stirring her iced tea. "Transferring your mortgage to another property is very simple. The price difference would be manageable if everyone helps." My mouth goes dry. "You contacted my bank?" "Just preliminary discussions," Mom says, waving it off like it's nothing. "Your furniture won't all fit, of course," Linda jumps in, "but we can sell the extra pieces. The kids need room for their bunk beds." The front door opens and Luke strolls in, late as usual. He nods at me, then turns to Dad. "I was thinking about the garage spaces," he says. "The left side works better for my truck, if Posey doesn't mind parking on the street. Hearing them divide up my house. A house they've never paid a cent for, leaves me speechless." My hands curl into fists under the table. "Posey," Dad says in that serious voice he used when I was a kid and he thought I'd disappointed him. "Refusing to help would show you don't care about being part of this family." Mom reaches across the table but doesn't quite touch me. "Think about your relationship with your nieces and nephew. Kids remember who supported them. Everyone knows family comes first in this town," Linda adds, narrowing her eyes. "What would people think if they knew you had all that space while my kids are stuck in one room?" The weight of their expectations presses down on me. For years, my entire role in this family has been to support Linda. Never just Posey, never someone with her own needs. "I spoke with Robert at your office," Dad says casually, as if he hasn't crossed another huge boundary. "He understands your family crisis might require some flexibility in your schedule, so you can help Linda with the move." After everything we've done, Mom adds, her voice shaky in that practiced way. Providing a home for you all those years. A memory rises, me writing rent checks every month in college while living in their basement, and watching them pay Linda's full tuition and apartment costs without hesitation. They fall silent, waiting for me to give in. The same old script. Posey resists, family pressures, Posey breaks, Posey obeys. She always does. But ever since I found them inside my house, something inside me has changed. It's like a pattern I never noticed suddenly became clear, like one of those magic eye pictures that snaps into focus. I stand up and put my napkin beside my untouched food. Watch me not help, I say, my voice steadier than I feel. I walk out, ignoring their calls, their shouting, their demands that I come back and be reasonable. In my car, my phone starts blowing up with calls and messages. I put it on silent. As I drive home, my phone lighting up with more angry notifications, I wonder if standing my ground is worth losing my family. Should I hold this boundary no matter what? Or try to find some compromise that won't cost me my independence? The house is mine, but is cutting them off completely the only way to protect it? The thought of compromise flickers, and dies when I remember the Facebook post. They never planned to ask. They planned to take. Some boundaries can't be halfway. Sometimes, the only way to protect yourself is a wall. 3 days after the dinner ambush, notifications explode on my phone like little bombs, each one pulling me out of whatever tiny bit of peace I've found. I make the mistake of opening Linda's newest Facebook post. Her kids are squeezed on a pull-out sofa, making dramatic sad faces. The caption reads, "When family abandonment means your kids don't have proper bedrooms. Family first. Unless you're selfish, apparently." My stomach twists as I scroll through the sympathy comments. People I've known since childhood typing prayers and support. 3 church ladies promising to talk to me about Christian family values. I hover over the reply button, but anything I say will just add fuel to the fire. Then a text pops up from Mrs. Hatcher, my 3rd grade teacher. "Your mother showed me pictures of your beautiful home, so much space for just one person. I raised 4 children in half that size." I set my phone face down on the counter and grip the edge until my knuckles turn white. The betrayal burns like acid. Not just Linda, I expect it from her. But Mom. She posted photos of my home online with captions about forgetting where you came from and what happens when success goes to your head. The doorbell rings, making my heart jump. Through the peephole, I see Pastor Williams on my porch, Bible in hand. This is no coincidence. This is organized. "I'm sorry, I'm not available for visitors today," I call through the door. "Posey Adams," he says, "I've known you since Sunday school. Your family is concerned, and as your spiritual advisor." I didn't ask for spiritual advice, I interrupt, amazed at my own firmness. "Please respect my privacy." He sighs deeply. "I'll be praying for your heart to soften." After he leaves, I sit at my kitchen table and make a list of everything that's happened since the day I kicked them out of my house. The scale of their retaliation is clearer now, and scarier. Yesterday, I found the first real proof of how far they're willing to go. My mortgage statement never arrived, so I called the bank. "We've been sending it to your updated address," the bank representative explained. "Your parents asked us to forward your financial documents to their home for safekeeping." The violation knocks the air out of me. They almost got away with it. If I hadn't stayed on top of my payments, what else would they have changed? What other parts of my life are they slowly taking over? Sleep becomes nearly impossible. I lie awake every night, listing every weak spot in my life, jumping at every small noise outside my windows. Even checking my mail fills me with dread. What new line have they crossed? What new guilt trip will they try? This morning, I got an email from my homeowners association. Apparently, my parents contacted them with concerns about some commercial activity happening at my house. It was a total lie, but I still had to send them documents explaining that I just work from home sometimes and don't run a business. The cost of being cut off from my family keeps growing. But the other option, a lifetime of being used, of being treated like I exist only to support Linda, is unbearable now that I've tasted even a little freedom. So I start small. I change every password. I set my mail to forward straight to my job. I install security cameras at every entrance. I document every unwanted contact, every social media post, every attempt to access my personal information. Moving through each task slowly stops my hands from shaking. When the security company finishes installing everything, I feel a strange mix of sadness and relief. My home, which was supposed to symbolize my independence, now looks more like a fortress. The next morning at work, something unexpected shows up on my desk, a loaf of homemade bread wrapped in brown paper. A note is tucked under the twine. Sorry, I blabbed about your new place. Not everyone thinks you're wrong. Some of us wish we had set boundaries years ago. Marcy. I don't realize how lonely I've been until that tiny act of kindness brings tears to my eyes. The peace doesn't last. That evening, I pull into my driveway and see Linda's SUV parked right in front. I glance through my window and see shadows moving inside my house. That same familiar punch of violation hits me, but now it's mixed with something different, cold, sharp anger. This time, I don't hesitate. I call the police from my car and watch neighbors peek from behind their curtains. By the time the officer arrives, my family finally notices me sitting in the driveway. They spill onto my porch. Mom looking furious and dramatic, Dad already red-faced, and Linda clutching her purse like she's the victim. She's throwing out her own family, Linda cries as the officer walks up. We were just visiting. With what key? I ask calmly, showing the officer my security camera footage on my phone. I didn't give you permission to enter my home. Mom steps closer, glancing nervously at the growing crowd of neighbors. How could you call the police on your own family? What will people think? Something inside me finally snaps into place. The question that ruled my entire life, what will people think, suddenly feels completely meaningless. I don't care what they think, I say, my voice steady. I care what I think. And I think this ends today. The officer removes them from my property with a trespassing warning. As their car pulls away, a powerful realization hits me. I've spent my whole life terrified of disappointing them, chasing their approval. But I never stopped to think about how often they've disappointed me, how little they've respected my independence, my choices, or my right to live my own life. The next day, my college friend Dave, now a family lawyer, helps me draft a formal cease and desist letter. They're counting on your guilt, he tells me. They've used it against you your whole life. The following week, Linda shows up at my office with puffy eyes from over the top crying, but my coworkers surprise me. Marcy stops her at the front desk. 2 others walk with me to lunch when she tries to corner me in the parking lot. The difference is huge. These people, who owe me nothing, respect my boundaries without question. Meanwhile, my own family, who should protect me, stomp all over every line I set. Day by day, my voice gets stronger. No becomes easier. This doesn't work for me feels natural. I've made my decision no longer feels like some unforgivable betrayal. At home, I change all the locks again. I upgrade my security system with cameras that alert me instantly. I gather every bank document, every text message, every social media post, everything that proves how long they've been using me. The folder of evidence gets thicker, and even though I hope I never need it, having it makes me feel safer. 2 days later, a notification pops up while I'm in a meeting. My doorbell camera shows my mother standing on my porch, trying a key in my lock. She glances around nervously. The key doesn't work, I've changed the locks twice since our last fight. Her face darkens. She tries again. Then reaches into her purse for what looks like another key. My heart slams in my chest as I watch the footage. This isn't over. This is only the beginning. Sunday afternoon, I spread out every piece of evidence across my dining table. Each trespass, every guilt trip, every lie, organized like puzzle pieces. My laptop showed footage of Mom trying 3 different keys yesterday. I add the timestamp to my spreadsheet and feel a quiet, steady satisfaction instead of guilt. "This looks thorough," Dave says, adjusting his glasses as he reviews everything. He squeezed me into his sundae, bringing coffee and legal pads to my living room. "The cease and desist letter should be ready tomorrow. Will you be okay delivering it yourself?" "I need to do this myself," I say, adding the mortgage call recording to a labeled folder. I can still hear the bank representative's voice. "We spoke with someone claiming to be your mother about transferring your mortgage. We told her it wasn't possible without your authorization." My therapist Judith's words echo in my head. Document, don't engage. Facts, not emotions. Boundaries, not arguments. Monday morning, I handed my mother the certified letter. She doesn't open it. She just stares at me with those hurt eyes she uses as weapons, like I betrayed her simply by protecting myself. "You'll regret this," she whispers. But she still takes the envelope. 3 days pass with total silence. No calls. No texts. No surprise visits. I slept through the night for the first time in weeks. But Thursday brings the next attack. Marcy appears at my desk with wide eyes. "Your parents are in the lobby," she whispers. "They told reception Linda was in an accident and they need you right away." Cold dread rushes through me, until I see a text from Linda about her kid's school lunch, sent 2 minutes ago. I walk toward the lobby. My parents are arguing with the receptionist, Mom fake crying with a dry tissue, Dad demanding that I be brought out immediately. "Family emergency," he snaps. "Her sister's been hurt." "I just texted with Linda," I say, stepping forward. My voice is steady even though my hands shake. "She's perfectly fine." Mom drops the tissue. "Posey." "Thank goodness. We were so worried." "Miss Adams?" My boss appears beside me, expression neutral. "Is everything all right?" Dad tries to smile. "Family matters. We'll just take Posey for a moment." My family is lying about a medical emergency to interrupt my workday, I say clearly, loud enough for the whole lobby to hear. "I'm sorry for the disturbance." Security escorts them out while I go back to my desk, ignoring the stares. That evening, I found Linda's newest stunt, a GoFundMe titled "Housing Crisis, Help My Children Have a Home" with my picture front and center. One email to the platform's legal team, pointing out that she used my photo without permission, and the whole thing disappears by morning. My father's voicemail that night slides from anger into an unintentional confession. "You ungrateful little, do you have any idea what you've done? We had everything planned. We were going to move in whether you liked it or not, and now you've embarrassed your mother in front of." I save the recording with a grim smile. When my company announces an opening at their new branch in Colorado Springs, I find myself torn between a great opportunity and the fear that I'm just running away. Would moving mean they win? Or is it my chance to finally start over, beyond their reach? My support system circles around me like a protective wall. Dave sends a formal warning to my family, clearly explaining the legal consequences if they keep harassing me. Judith helps me write responses that stay factual and avoid all their emotional traps. My boss offers flexible hours during what she calls this transitional period, her eyes understanding but never pitying. "Your house needs better security," Tara, my realtor friend, says as she walks around my property. "Motion sensor lights here and reinforce this back door." I expected to feel alone in this fight. Instead, I found allies I never even realized I had, people who respect my boundaries and recognize how toxic my family really is. The tide slowly begins to turn. Aunt Susan calls, carefully asking for the other side of the story. Cousin Mike messages me, saying he doesn't think what my parents want is right. Even Linda's carefully curated social media posts backfire when her friends comment things like, "Why can't you and Luke support your own family?" And, "Isn't Posey single?" Why should she house your kids? Their perfect facade is cracking, revealing the selfishness underneath. Then the job offer arrives in my email Friday afternoon. Colorado Springs, branch manager. It glows on my screen like a beacon. Something in my chest loosens, possibility, maybe. Or freedom. For the first time in weeks, I smile without holding back. A week later, I came home to find a cherry pie sitting on my kitchen counter like a bright red trap. Mom stands next to it, tapping her fingers on the granite in the same impatient rhythm I've known since childhood, the rhythm she used whenever I wasn't instantly agreeing to her plans. It's your favorite, she says, even though cherry has always been Linda's favorite, not mine. I've corrected her at least 20 times over the years. Her eyes keep flicking toward the security camera near my entryway. The blinking red light clearly makes her nervous, which gives me a small, satisfying thrill. I think we got off on the wrong foot with all this, Mom says, her voice unnaturally sweet. She's rehearsed this, I can tell by the way she keeps shifting her weight like she used to before parent-teacher meetings. Your father and I have been thinking, and we've come up with the perfect compromise. I wasn't aware we were negotiating, I say, keeping my distance. The kitchen island feels like a necessary barrier. Mom pulls a folder from her oversized purse. We found some lovely properties just 15 minutes from here. 5 bedrooms, plenty of space. She slides glossy listings toward me. You sell this cottage, and we all move into one of these. There's even a mother-in-law suite for Linda's family. I flip through the listings, noting that they cost 3 times what my cottage is worth. And how exactly would this work financially? Well, you'd get the master bedroom, of course. She smiles as if she's offering me a major gift. We've already toured 3 of them. The realtor was very accommodating when we explained the situation. You toured houses in my name? I'm even surprised by how calm my voice sounds. Mom waves her hand. We needed to move quickly. The Henderson's daughter is also looking in that neighborhood. Then she leans forward, lowering her voice. Listen, Posey, if you're going to be difficult about this, we can always contest the ownership. You couldn't have afforded this place without family help. Family help. The words taste like poison. You mean the full rent I paid while living at home during college? Or the student loans I'm still paying off while Linda's entire education was covered? Mom's face tightens. Don't be ungrateful. I leave the room without answering and come back with an envelope. I place it on the counter beside her untouched pie. What's this? She doesn't reach for it. It's a job offer from my company's new branch in Arizona. I push it toward her. I accepted it last week. Her hand stops mid-tap. Arizona? I'm selling the cottage. I watch her face brighten, until I add. And moving to Tucson next month. The color drains from her face. But what about Linda? Her housing situation is not my problem. I pull out a thick manila folder from a drawer. I've been gathering some interesting documentation. I spread papers across the counter, financial records showing the rent I paid in college, compared to Linda's fully funded education. Birthday spending comparisons, thousands poured into her parties while mine barely existed. Car loan documents showing how they bought her 2 cars while I saved for my old Honda. What is all this supposed to be? Mom's voice no longer sounds rehearsed. Evidence. I pick up my phone and tap the screen. And here's my security footage, 17 unauthorized attempts to get into my house. Mom stares at the screen, watching footage of herself and kinda trying different keys in my lock, peeking through windows, even showing up with a locksmith who refused the job. I'm not running away, I say, gathering the papers. I'm running towards something better, a life where I'm valued, not just useful. Your father will be furious, she whispers, but there's uncertainty in her voice. I'm counting on it. 3 days later, I arrived at my parents' house for what they've called a family meeting to solve the housing situation. The driveway is packed, my aunt's car, my cousin's SUV, my grandmother's old Buick. Everyone's here to witness what they assume will be my surrender. I take a deep breath and walk in, my folder firmly under my arm. The living room goes silent when I enter. Linda sits between my parents like a united front. The rest of the family forms a semicircle, an audience waiting for the show. There she is, Dad says, standing with a forced smile. We were just explaining our solution to everyone. Actually, I say, loud enough for the whole room, I have an announcement first. I place my folder on the coffee table and open it to the listing for my cottage, complete with professional photos and a bright red for sale banner. My house goes on the Lukey Monday, I say. And I've accepted a position with my company's Arizona branch. I'm moving next month. Silence lasts for 3 long seconds. Then Linda shrieks. But what about us? Where are we supposed to go? I meet her eyes. The same place you've been living. The same place you'd still be if you hadn't tried to take what's mine. Dad stands, face turning red. This is how you abandon your family? After everything we've done for you? Everything you've done? I take out copies of my documentation and hand them to my grandmother and aunt. Here's a record of what you've actually done. Different rules for different daughters. Different support. Different expectations. My aunt's eyes widened. You made her pay rent during college while paying for Linda's apartment? It built character. Dad snaps, but his confidence cracks as more relatives flip through the papers. You should see the security footage, I added for the whole room to hear. They're trying to break into my house while I'm at work. Calling my mortgage company pretending to be me. Creating a GoFundMe claiming I was struggling financially. My grandmother covers her mouth. Is this true? My parents' silence is more than enough answer. On my drive home that night, my phone buzzes, not with messages from my parents or Linda, but from my aunt, my cousins, my grandmother. Messages of support. Questions about whether they've been lied to about other things over the years. The first cracks in the family mythology. 2 days later, my realtor calls with news that feels like a mix of victory and goodbye. You've already got an offer, she says. $20,000 over asking, cash, and they want to close in 30 days. I'll take it, I tell her right away. One more thing, she adds. Do you want to keep the spare keys, or should I throw them out? I think about all the keys that were copied behind my back, all the boundaries my family kept crossing. Throw them out, I say. I won't need them where I'm going. After the call, I hear that my parents have already approached my cousin Thomas about staying in his guest house. The cycle continues, just not with me this time. I wonder for a moment if anything between me and my parents can be repaired after I move. Maybe distance will help heal things. But that's a question for another day. Right now, I have boxes to pack and a new life to start, a life that finally belongs to me. A year later, the morning sun pours through windows with no curtains, mostly because I still haven't decided what style I want. My furniture sits exactly where I put it, not where someone else told me it should go. The wall beside my desk is covered with photos, me standing on a Colorado mountain, me shaking hands with the CEO after my promotion, me smiling in front of this house on closing day. Not a single picture includes my family. My phone lies on the counter, lighting up every now and then with notifications. A year ago, I would have snatched it up, terrified it was another accusation or demand. Now I barely glance at it. Unknown numbers go straight to voicemail, some familiar ones too. Outside, through the kitchen window, my garden glows in the morning light. Rows of basil, thyme, and rosemary, herbs my mom always said were too strong for her delicate palate, grow happily in neat rows. Bright orange marigolds line the walkway, their strong scent reminding me of childhood. When I was 10, I wasn't allowed to plant anything near the house. Too common, Mom had said. We're planting roses instead. I bite into a fresh strawberry from my own garden and smile at how sweet it is. At exactly noon, the doorbell rings. My friends walk in carrying gift bags and food, their faces full of honest happiness just to see me. No hidden agendas. No guilt trips. Just a celebration. Happy birthday, Posy, calls Elaine, my friend and co-worker, as she sets down a bakery box. Apple pie, just like you asked. No cake? Asks Thomas, another co-worker who drove 2 hours to get here. I've always preferred pie, I say. The truth feels surprisingly good. Especially apples. For years, I blew out birthday candles on chocolate cake because Linda loved it. Mom always said making 2 desserts was wasteful when we could share. Elaine places candles on the pie while I pour wine into the glasses I chose simply because I liked them, not because they matched anyone else's taste. What should we toast to? Asks Sophia, my neighbor who brought homemade bread the day I moved in. To build homes, not just houses, I say, lifting my glass. And to the family we choose. The words settle warm and steady inside me as we clink glasses. On the wall near the door hangs a simple wooden key hook. It holds only one key, mine. No spare hidden for emergencies. No copy in anyone else's drawer. Later, after everyone leaves, I find myself thinking about Jared, the new engineer at work. Yesterday, I saw him shrink back as our project manager brushed off his ideas. His posture hit me like a punch, the same way I used to fold into myself around my family. Actually, I'd said, cutting in, Jared's idea could save us a lot of testing time. Let's hear him out. The surprise and gratitude in his eyes reminded me of how I looked the day I finally stood up for myself. My phone buzzes with a text from Michael, the landscape architect I've been seeing for a month. He treats my boundaries with a kind of respect that once felt strange but now feels right. Still on for hiking Saturday? His message says. I smile as I type back. Absolutely. Before bed, I scroll through my photo gallery and stop at an old family picture. Everyone crowded together, me half out of the frame like always. After a moment of hesitation, I deleted it and replaced it with a picture of my front door, painted the bold red color I always wanted. My cousin Brenda messages sometimes now. Last week, my uncle called just to check in. These small connections with extended family happen on my terms now, with clear boundaries they've learned not to cross. As I settle into bed in the quiet house, I wonder if cutting my parents and Linda out completely was necessary. Or if one day I might rebuild something small and controlled, something new, not the mess we had before. What would you do? Keep the distance that brought peace? Or try to build a healthier relationship from the ruins of the old one? For tonight, I'm simply content with the life I've created. One where every choice, from the herbs in my garden to the friends around my table, reflects who I truly am. What did you learn from this story? I'd really love to hear your thoughts, drop them in the comments below. And guess what? Another amazing story is coming in just a few days. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell, so you'll be the first to know when it's out. If you enjoyed this story, please like the video and share it with your friends. Someone out there might really need to hear it. Thanks so much for watching. I truly appreciate your time and support. See you in the next story.